What's up, fellow Runway fans? It's your boy DJ Wun Wun here, back at you with another recap and review of Project Runway All-Stars, Rebel with a Cause. This week opens up with what looks to be Alyssa giving an homage to Joan Jett, and we see the direction this episode is going to head. We're down to 6 designers, and there's no more playing it safe. That's okay, Sam doesn't like it safe. Ooh, so edgy. For this challenge, we're going to combine fashion with philanthropy. Here to explain the challenge is our guest, Yvonne Naomi. Keeney's excited and so am I. Like he says, anything to help the kids and community is so amazing. Naomi explains their Enfield girl is modern and sophisticated, but also a badass who lives life to the fullest. They like to call her Rebel with a Cause, and we have the title to our show. This week's challenge is to create a fashion-forward summer look that is sophisticated with a badass edge. You know, very unlike what Alyssa's wearing. Asha's excited. Badass and sophisticated, those descriptive words are exactly the girl she designs for. All the profits for this challenge are to help fund cancer research for the Children's Hospital, and that's awesome. This challenge touches a special place in Dom's heart. She personally worked at a cancer research for 3 years before she was on Project Runway. This week's budget is $250, and they have 1 day in the workroom. Yvonne will be with Zana to mentor this week to help keep the designs going in the right direction. So we're off to Mood, and we have another designer who claims badass and sophisticated is his aesthetic as a fashioner. Ken thinks for this one he'll make separates instead of a dress. When Asha thinks Rebel with a Cause, she instantly comes up with Josephine Baker, a rock star from the flapper era. A retake on a flapper dress would be pretty cool. Emily's going for a rework of a power suit. When one looks at Emily, you definitely think badass, and I think she's going to be a rock star for this one. She feels her target customer is a badass, and so is she. Yes, you are. Keeney's going for an oversized genie pant with a bathing suit and crop jacket. It's a little out there, a little dramatic, but his girl loves to be like that. No, Keeney, you love to be like that. Alright, people, let's get shopping. Dom's looking to do her signature look by mixing different fabrics to make them look cool. Ken thinks for this challenge everyone's going to lean towards leather, but it's summer and it should be light colors versus dark colors. 5 minutes, everyone! Feel the gun. Sam's from Massachusetts, and when he thinks summer, he thinks seersucker. So he wants to take that idea and deconstruct the hell out of it and make it look badass. Thank you, Mood. It's back to the workroom and back to work. Asha's very happy to have been on top last week and to have won the week before that. She feels like the judges are recognizing that she deserves to be there. Well, if that's not foreshadowing her doom, I don't know what is. She's using leather and dark ox blood, which sounds really fresh for summer to her. To me, it sounds a bit dark for summer. Ken again reminds us that at this stage in the competition there is zero room for mistakes. His top needs to be made to perfection and his pants do as well. Keeney's making this genie pant. He wants to make it more structured so the drapes on the side have to be smartly placed because it could go wrong really fast. He knows he's taking a risk on the fabric and shape of the pant, and as well he should. This is not the time in the competition to be basic and safe. He's just 5% afraid the judges will say it's a touch too much. Go for it, Keeney. Asha thinks the pants are a little crazy and definitely a risk. The judges will either love them or hate them. Dom's making a dress out of lame and neoprene and brocades and ribbons, and it sounds like a lot and a bit heavy for summer, but I'm sure as usual she'll make something absolutely amazing. Asha loves Emily's print and thinks it's so damn cool. I'm not gonna lie, personally I thought it looked like a bunch of pigeons pooped all over the material, but hey, fashion. Emily's going to do a pant and a vest and paint part of it, and I hope she doesn't run out of time. I really think this is her challenge. Keeney's done with his pants, and he also has this yellow tweed fabric that... Wait, what? Yellow tweed fabric? No, Keeney, just no. But he wants to tone down the pant and make it more sophisticated. Sam's favorite kind of badass is one who doesn't take no for an answer, and apparently loves seersucker. He thinks jumpsuit. Big shocker. It takes guts to wear one. At this point, I think it would take guts for him not to make one. Oh, you didn't see the stripes? High five. He says it's easy to make something black look badass, but you really have to work and design the hell out of seersucker to make it badass. Yeah, I agree. In walked Xana and Yvonne, so it's time for some mentoring. Let's start with Emily. Yvonne says there's a lot going on with this look and it may need to be simplified a bit. Xana states it definitely has badass and you are the baddest chick left in this room. However, it's quite heavy and this is a summer look. Emily says okay and instantly knows what to do. Dom says Emily has really found something within herself lately and it's definitely coming through in her design. Hi, Asha. Asha's still trying to figure out the top she gave herself 5 hours to do. Yvonne thinks the color palette she used was gorgeous, but thinks it reads a little too fall-winter. Xana said she needs something a little more light, airy, and upbeat. Keeney thinks she's gone too far into the badass side, forgetting about the sophistication, and that she might be the one in trouble this week. Over to Dom, and she tells about her close connection with the challenge. She explains her look, but it needs to be a little bit shorter, and both mentors agree. Xana thinks it's looking so sophisticated that it's losing some of that Dom edge. The look is strange to Sam. This is the first look Dom's made he wasn't a big fan of. Kenny wanted to go a little bit more, so he created a different silhouette in the pant, more of a genie pant. I say MC Hammer pant, but okay. Xana exclaims that there's an awful lot going on here, and Yvonne thinks the fabric of the pant is beautiful, it just needs to be toned down a little bit. Xana says less disco banana and more sophisticated call girl. What? Disco banana? Asha doesn't know what that means, but thinks it's hilarious. She thinks the pant looks awesome. What are you making for us, Ken? I was on bottom last week and did not like it. A rebel, badass, sophisticated woman is the girl I love to dress, so I have to nail this. I wanted to create a nice tailored pant, but this top seems a little schizophrenic to me. Xana says make it cool and sexy. Yvonne says make sure to make it edgy. Yep, she's looking a little bored with just a plain white pant, and I cannot blame her. What's Sam doing? He's making wait for it, a jumpsuit. Big shocker. He's gonna make it glamorous with va-va-va-voom. Xana says this is his aesthetic, but she doesn't want the judges to get something maybe they vaguely think they've seen from you before. Did you catch that sarcasm, Sam? Yvonne thinks it looks a little bit safe. Xana chimes in with a little bit Hamptons. Yeah, what do you think his inspiration came from? Spice her up, badass her up. Sam says will do. Ken thinks Sam look is a hot-ass mess. Honestly, not badass and just a plain old jumpsuit. With 2 hours left, Sam rips up his look and redesigns. He'd rather take a huge risk and do something completely new than put out a look that's safe and boring. Well, go Sam. In come the models for fitting, and Dom's still struggling with reconciling her skirt with Summer, so she starts to play with the length. Xana told Emily to lighten it up, so she's going to cut the pant into a culotte. Her vest is only halfway done, but she's not worried. She's feeling really confident about her look. Asha likes the way her model looks in her dress. There's just a lot of work to be done. Keeney says his pants are really fashion forward to him, but something he's never seen before. The models take off and there's an hour left in the workroom. Sam has no idea if he's going to get his look done by tonight. It's still going to be a jumpsuit, yay, but a very different take on one. Like the complete opposite of what I was going for. Yeah, but it's still a jumpsuit, right? Because that's what I need on Project Runway is more jumpsuits. Dom chimes in that this was not a challenge to make a jumpsuit for a breastfeeding mother. Keeney, what are you doing? Dyeing my jacket. When I saw this, I was like, good, that thing needs help. I mean, yellow tweed, hi-yee. If I was him, I'd dump that jacket altogether. Those pants are statement enough. I would just keep it simple on top, but Keeney goes for the ombre effect, and it does look better, but Keeney, just get rid of it. Over to Ken in the sewing room, and he's telling Asha he does not like his top. It looks cheap as shit. Ken's not one of those people that lie about ugly shit like it's cute. If it's ugly, it's ugly. And the last time he made something ugly, it got his ass sent home. So he cannot go through with this design. Day's over and time to head for bed. It's the morning of the runway, and Ken is still trying to bust out his bust cups. It's not working, and the pressure is on. Ken asks Keeney for some advice. Cut to Keeney telling the camera he doesn't think Ken's going to be here very long. Every week he seems to be drifting with his construction. Models are here, and time for final fittings. Dom likes the look that she made, but has issues with the bottom of the dress. It still looks too heavy, but loves the top of her dress with all her details. Emily thinks her model looks badass. She would wear that outfit and she really wants to steal those culottes. Ken says Emily's look is badass. He doesn't know who's jumped inside her and told her to create all these shapes and silhouettes, but he loves it. Kenny puts the jacket on his model and is on the fence about it. Sam chimes in that this is for a sophisticated badass, not a drag queen competition. Time for hair and makeup. I don't know if you can see, girl, but we're gonna try it. And back to the workroom with 30 minutes to go. Asha thinks her model looks badass when she puts the dress on her and hopes the judges will agree. Dom does not think so, and she thinks she might be gone. Sam thinks his model looks fantastic in his jumpsuit and is patting himself on the back right now. Kenny says that when he hears seersucker, he thinks baby clothes and just doesn't get Sam's look. Really, Kenny? You don't like Sam's look? Shocking. But Dom is not a Sam hater, and she's made similar comments on how Sam looks like he's designing for a 15-year-old. Yes, we get it, he's young. 5 minutes, you guys. Ken freaks out. His look is not working, and with very little time left, he scraps his top and starts all over. Ballsy move, Ken. He cuts out a square, drapes it, and lo and behold, it works. Sam is astonished. He's never seen anyone make anything in 5 minutes, and he says that top is beautiful. Time for the runway. Hello, and oh my, guess who's giving Zana a run for ugliest dress on Project Runway? Oh man, Alyssa, what the hell is that? I mean, a few of the designers look like they're literally biting their tongues so as not to laugh. I wonder how many takes it took to edit out all the giggles. I mean, what is going on here? The hair was large and in charge, but needed a look to help it not look so ridiculous. Epic fail on that note. I think this actually edges out Zana's look for worst look ever on Project Runway. Yeah. This week our guest judges are actress Debbie Mazar and Zach Posen. Oh goody, Zach and Isaac on the same stage. Well, it's for a great cause, so let's see what they created. First up we have Ken, and hey, it's a jumpsuit. A white, okay made jumpsuit. 6 people left, and I mean, he says he ran out of time, but the overall design is there. I don't think so, and we used the ran out of time excuse last challenge. Next up is Asha, and she really loves her look. She thinks it's a really cool take on this challenge, but I have to disagree. I don't get Summer at all from this look, and I think she really missed the mark on this challenge. But she says it's her 100%, and you gotta admire any designer willing to stand by their design. On to Emily, and first thing you hear is, ooh, Emily, that's sick. Everyone likes Emily's look, and with good reason. Emily thinks this is her favorite look she's made yet, and I fully agree. This was her challenge for the taking, and she knocked it out of the park. Great job, Emily. Next is Sam, and he's so happy he decided to shred his first jumpsuit. He says his model is sexy and sophisticated with just a hint of naughtiness. Are you describing you or your look, Sam? On comes Dom's look, and with flats on a 6-foot model it looked okay, but with heels up on the runway, that slit's too high. Overall as a design, she thinks it looks great. Don't worry, Dom, it's a badass challenge. Maybe the high slit's not so bad. Last but not least, Keeney! He's so happy he decided to scrap that jacket, and so am I. Keeping it clean and chic was a much better way to go. Yeah, as soon as I saw that jacket, I was like, dump it, and was so glad when he did. He loves the shape of his look and thinks it looks really awesome. I'll give him this, it's definitely runway worthy. Whoa! This week, no one's safe. All will be critiqued. The judges seem to like Sam's look for the most part, but really don't get badass out of it. Really? You don't get badass out of seersucker? Weird. But of course Isaac loves it, and that's just one of his favorite fabrics. He almost gets like a baby Bjorn look from it. And Panda Keeney puking up in his mouth. Oh, come on, Keeney. You know Isaac's just gonna love anything Sam puts down the runway. Georgina really likes it, but from the front she said it could have used a touch more movement. Debbie really loved the flats. Zach wants to know, what is the design inspiration here, because for him it's just not enough. Sam caves and admits this look was a save. Bad answer, Sam. Always stay strong and stand by your look. Haven't you ever watched this show before? Ken explains his look, and Georgina likes it overall, but thinks the belt looks cheap. The top has given Debbie a neck issue, and Zach doesn't think it's fashion forward or badass. Isaac doesn't like the length, but Ken instantly snaps back it was done on purpose, and she walks just fine. Pan to Isaac looking like he just got bitch slapped. Asha! Her inspiration was Josephine Baker, and nope, we did not get an homage to a flapper dress. I'm not sure what this is. I'm with Georgina on this one, confused. Josephine was so playful, and this look is so very buttoned up and restrictive, like a woman going to the office. Well, I don't know what office Georgina is going to, but I don't get that at all. I really don't know what I get with this look. Emily's girl is the one to show up to a summertime party and everyone wants to be her. Alyssa says, I want to be her. Ha, I'll bet. I'm sure you want to be anyone not in that thing you're wearing. Georgina loves the deconstructed nature of it, and Zach says be careful with the styling. Isaac says there's things he doesn't get, but it turns him on. Yes, Isaac. Seems it's that way with a lot these days. He says this look makes him feel old-fashioned, and if you can make him feel like an old geezer, you've done your work. Ha! Were you all thinking the same thing I was right there? Not exactly the feat you think it is, Isaac. Dom, tell us about your look. And instead she goes back into how this challenge really hit home for her because that's what she did for 3 years before she came to Project Runway. Debbie thinks her look is elegant but would like to see more shape in the center. To Zach, the slit is a little high, and Isaac says the top looks like the wrong side of aluminum foil. Ouch. Georgina thinks the skirt is very weighted compared to the top, and, well, yeah, Dom saw that one coming. Hi, Keeney. He explains how his girl goes to the pool but doesn't get in. Zach likes the 50s throwback and thinks it's really kooky. Debbie loves the sides, and it reminds her of a fabulous insect. Okay. Georgina's perplexed and thanks him for that. At this stage of the competition, she wants people to be taking risks. Isaac says it's edgy and really ballsy. Alyssa thanks the designers and tells them to take a seat in the backstage lounge, and we're getting that much closer to never having to see this look again. Dom says it was an interesting runway, but she never guesses who's on top or bottom because she's always wrong. Me too, Dom. Me too. Kenny states that at this point, good is going to get sent home and great will stay, and he's absolutely right. Back to the judges. Let's talk about who we liked. Isaac, of course, liked Sam's, but admitted it looked a little anemic. Georgina felt it was a little unresolved, and Debbie thought it was a little too homecoming queen with the sash, but still modern and fresh. To Team Alyssa, it had no runway pizzazz, but Zach thought it was the most summery thing up there. On to Emily, and Georgina thinks this week she really came into her own and gave them something different and unique. Isaac says there was something different and tongue-in-cheek about it and something a little sleazy about it. Does anyone have any doubt to where Isaac's mind can always be found? But Emily's look was punky, edgy, and yet still feminine. Yep, she completely nailed it this week. Keeney's look perplexed Georgina, but the more she studied it, the more she loved it. Because he's a craftsperson, his clothing has soul. What? Okay, Zach posing. On to our least successful looks of the week. Let's talk about Ken. If you're going to make a white jumpsuit, your tushy better look amazing, and that girl had a wedgie thing going on. I agree with Alyssa here. We're down to the last 6 designers, and you send down a white jumpsuit that we've seen a million times? Wait, where have I heard this before? It seems a little bit like a slap in the face, according to Alyssa. Isaac said Ken looked like he had steam coming out of his ears after hearing his critiques, and he didn't like that. It's not easy for me to sit here being the biggest bitch in the world. Georgina instantly calls him on it. Really, Isaac? But she agrees. If you're going to be on this show, you have to be able to take criticism. The judges say Dom let them down this week. They didn't like the dress and it felt heavy. They wished it would have had more movement in the front. The same with Asha's look. It was just too stiff. The fabric on that shaped dress just wasn't going to work. Isaac thought the whole thing was just moderate. Zach says if you're going to do it, really go there and bring it up to the mouth, Hannibal Lecter style. So we know what we're going to do? Let's bring them back out. Keeney, Emily, and Sam, you received the highest scores this week. Sam, good job. You're safe. You may leave the runway. Keeney, Emily, one of you will win and will be designing for N Philanthropy. And the winning designer is Emily! Great job this week, Emily. And now to the least successful designs. Ken, you had a low score, but you're safe. You may leave the runway. Dom, we wanted a summer look, but you gave us something that looked thick and hot, and there was just way too much going on in your design. Asha, we asked for fashion-forward design, and you gave us something that was stuck in the past. The designer that's eliminated tonight is Asha. Auf Wiedersehen. So yeah, all in all, pretty good episode this week. For the most part, I totally agree with the judges. The middle was the middle. I think they sent the right person home. I'm sorry, Asha, but I definitely think it was your time to go this time. And they absolutely picked the right winner. Emily knocked it out of the park. This was her challenge, and she absolutely did it. So yeah, I think we got the best of the best, and it's a good time to have it. I think they were a little harsh on Dom. I think they wanted to bring her back down to earth a little bit and give her a reality check, and I think it's just going to keep her hungry and make her even better for next week. And next week we got the avant-garde challenge, so be ready for that. So that's going to do it for me. That's my review for this week's All-Star. I hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up it. And if you want to see more videos, go ahead and subscribe and we'll keep them coming. So until next time, it's your boy DJ Wun Wun with another straight review on fashion. Until next week, ta-ta.